Taking care of Indiana sends Notre Dame into the college football playoff quarterfinals against SEC powerhouse Georgia. Friday night's 27-17 win saw the Fighting Irish dominate on both sides. They dismantled Indiana's second-ranked scoring offense, while showcasing their underrated running game. The Hoosiers managed 278 yards on 61 plays, averaging a mere 3.9 yards per play in 3 recent games against top 20 defenses, Ohio State, Michigan, and Notre Dame. Despite boasting an FBS best run defense during the regular season, Indiana gave up 192 yards on 5.5 yards per carry to the Irish, who consistently gained yardage in chunks on the ground. Notre Dame's ability to run the ball will be critical as they face Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Despite being a formidable SEC champion, Georgia enters the game with significant questions, particularly at quarterback. Carson Beck's availability remains in doubt after his injury during the SEC championship game against Texas. Beck began the season as a Heisman contender and is Georgia's most reliable option under center. His absence leaves the Bulldogs with backup Gunner Stockton, who offers mobility but lacks Beck's passing prowess. Stockton showcased his athleticism and leadership in the second half and overtime of the Texas game, helping Georgia secure the win. However, under his leadership, the offense has become more one-dimensional, relying heavily on the run and short passes. For Georgia to succeed with Stockton, he must avoid turnovers and capitalize on his mobility to counter Notre Dame's fierce pass rush. A key strategy would involve passing on early downs to avoid third-and-long situations, which play into Notre Dame's defensive strengths. Stockton, a former 5-star recruit, has the talent to step up, but his inexperience in high-stakes games could prove costly against one of the nation's best defenses. Notre Dame's ground game has been their bread and butter all season, and they'll look to exploit Georgia's vulnerabilities in run defense. The Irish have run for multiple scores in every game and have surpassed 200 rushing yards in 5 of their last 6 contests. Jeremiah Love's explosive 98-yard touchdown run against Indiana highlighted their big play potential, making Notre Dame one of only 6 FBS teams with 3 runs of 70 or more yards this season. Georgia's run defense, while intense at times, has shown cracks. The Bulldogs allowed 170 rushing yards in a close win over Kentucky, 173 yards and 3 touchdowns in a loss to Alabama, and 486 combined rushing yards in wins against Massachusetts and Georgia Tech. If Notre Dame can establish their run game early, it will open up opportunities for play-action passes and keep Georgia's defense on its heels. Special teams could be pivotal, and Notre Dame's kicking game remains a glaring concern. Kicker Mitch Jeter's hip injury has hindered his performance this season. While Jeter scored 2 field goals against Indiana, including a 48-yarder, he also blocked another attempt, leaving him 8 of 15 in the season. In a tight game against Georgia, missed opportunities in the kicking game could prove disastrous for the Irish. Georgia will likely focus on stopping Notre Dame's rushing attack and forcing quarterback Sam Hartman to make plays through the air. Hartman has been efficient, but hasn't faced a defense as athletic and disciplined as Georgia's. The Bulldogs' defensive line will aim to disrupt Notre Dame's offensive rhythm, while their secondary looks to capitalize on any mistakes. Ultimately, the game could hinge on which team executes better in key moments. Notre Dame's offensive line has been a strength all year, paving the way for its dynamic rushing attack and protecting Hartman. If the Irish can neutralize Georgia's pass rush and control the line of scrimmage, they could find success. For Georgia, the question remains whether Stockton can handle the pressure and lead the Bulldogs against a disciplined Notre Dame defense. If Georgia's defense can contain the Irish's ground game and force turnovers, they'll have a path to victory. But if Notre Dame establishes their run game and minimizes mistakes, they could secure a spot in the semifinals. This matchup features two storied programs with contrasting styles and plenty on the line. The winner moves closer to a national championship, while the loser wonders what might have been.